Picture this. You're leaning against a palm tree on a half-waxed beach chair, barefoot in yesterday's clothes, watching pelicans dive like they've got a purpose you haven't quite figured out yet.
Welcome to the Latitude Adjustment. It's time to stop drifting and start navigating by your own inner compass. The life you're looking for isn't out there. It's in motion right now. Get ready to step off the map with your hosts, Erica and Rusty Harrison.
Welcome back, aging heroes. You're tuned into the Latitude Adjustment. Salt's in your hair, the past is in your rear view, but your soul, it's stuck at a fork in the road with a flat tire and a head full of what ifs.
It's that in-between place, the not quite who you were, not quite who you're becoming zone. And let me tell you, it's not a tourist stop. This is where the real stuff happens.
It is.
Not the perfect glow up.
Nope.
The soul deep, ash stained, I didn't know I could feel this alive kind of transformation.
And yeah, it hurts like hell.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Pain isn't punishment. It's permission.
Put it on a t-shirt, baby.
That's right. Hey, you want to share a story about how fire can clear the brush for something wild and wonderful to grow?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay. A few years back, I was done with riding motorcycles. For way over a decade, motorcycles were my freedom. It was two-wheel therapy.
Absolute truth.
But one too many spills left me broken, physically, mentally, spiritually. But before the accident,
Yeah.
baby, I was the professor.
That's right. That was your biker name. I loved it.
I was rattling down the southern back roads on a bike named Nora.
The Professor and Nora.
She was a Harley Softail classic with a heart and a whole lot of attitude.
Do I need to be jealous here?
Hey, she was pretty cute. Eventually, I had to retire Nora, which was like retiring one of your hands.
Totally true.
You know? And I got a bike that I call Sugar.
Oh,
Sugar was a sleek Triumph America, and she looked sweet. That's why I call her Sugar.
I'm all about a Triumph.
She rode hard and literally tried to kill me twice.
Damn. That's quite a lady.
So after the accident, I continued to ride for a while, but I got no joy from it. So I eventually parked the dream and said goodbye to riding.
Bye.
Yeah, I figured my biker days were behind me until a couple of years ago when Erica and I just stopped in to look at the Indian dealership in Charlotte.
I remember that day like it was yesterday. Rusty, you were circling around an Indian scout bobber like a man in love and in denial at the same time.
True enough, baby.
You didn't want to ride it. You didn't want to find yourself wanting it. But I remember there was this point where I saw that old spark flicker in your eyes. Let me tell you all, when Rusty's spirit stirs, it's a completely unstoppable force.
I was terrified.
Aww.
I wasn't scared of the bike, but I was really scared of what getting back on would mean.
Oh, wow.
Facing that fear, feeling that fire, risking myself again for something that used to define me. But I remembered what we wrote in Aging Heroes. Before the phoenix rises, it has to burn. So I bought the damn bike. I rode her white-knuckled from Charlotte to Morganton, following Erica's taillights the whole way like a lovesick teenager chasing his shot at redemption.
Oh, I think you do that every day.
I'm still chasing you like a lovesick teenager. By the time we hit the city limits, though, I wasn't scared anymore. I was grinning like a fool and naming my new ride Rika, the woman who handed me back my wings.
Aw, I love that. So that's what fire does. It strips away what doesn't serve you.
Right.
Burns down the old roles The outdated masks, the lies you told to keep the peace, it hurts, but it also heals, right?
Yeah. And we've all got a fire story.
We do.
The one that scorched us clean. The mistake, the diagnosis, the breakup, the burnout. Or maybe it wasn't even dramatic. Maybe it was just that slow, creeping ache that said, this ain't it.
But here's the truth, you beautiful aging heroes. You didn't lose yourself. You left what no longer fits. Now you're that phoenix standing barefoot in the ash, wondering if there's anything left. Well, there is. And it's wild and free and worthy of the next chapter.
Nice. Well, I think it's time for Aging Heroes Challenge number 1.
Let's give them a challenge.
Rise through your pain. This week, do something radical. Name your fire, not the polite version, not the excuse, the real burn, the I'm done pretending flame that's been waiting to be spoken out loud.
Ask yourself, what part of me is gasping for air? What outdated role have I been dragging around out of guilt or habit? And what pain have I been hiding behind a mask of busy or fine? Take that list and write it on a cocktail napkin or whatever you've got handy. You can whisper it into the sea breeze if you want. Hell, tattoo it if you're brave. But get it out. Not to fix it, just to face it.
Because this is not a to-do list, baby.
No.
This is a torch.
Let it burn.
Let it burn the idea that you have to be who you used to be. Let it burn the shame that came with staying too long in the wrong story. And let it burn the myth that says you're too late.
Ooh, I'm feeling the burn.
You are not too late. You are right on time. Island time, yeah, but still right on time.
And don't panic, everybody, if it feels messy. You're not lost. You're just not performing anymore. This is clarity in disguise.
So after my big accident, I woke up in the hospital with a broken back.
Oh, damn.
A bunch of broken ribs, a punctured lung, and complete confusion. Yeah, that day sucked.
That seems like an understatement.
Right?
Yes.
But I survived. And 10 years later, I bought another bike anyway. Because the fire doesn't kill you. It tempers you.
We're telling you this because we believe in your becoming. Not your perfection, your becoming. This is the wilderness of who you're meant to be. And it doesn't come with a map. It comes with fire and freedom.
Well said. Here is a little segment recap.
I love a recap.
Number 1, transformation isn't tidy. It's ash-streaked and soul-deep.
Number 2, you didn't lose the old you. You just outgrew it.
Number 3, fire isn't destruction. It's rebirth.
And number 4, you don't need answers. You need courage to face the flame. Coming up next, Captain Your Day. You've stood in the ashes. You've named the fire. Now it's time to stop drifting and start driving. In our next segment, we'll show you how to take the wheel of your day with swagger and intention. No spreadsheets, no shame, just your heartbeat as a compass. Because if you don't captain your ship, your distractions will. You've stood in the ashes of what no longer fits, and now the big question hits. Well, what's next?
You move, baby, but not like a hamster on crack. You move intentionally because you've got this shiny new clarity. But if you let the wrong rhythm drive your day, that clarity gone like a paper umbrella in a beach wind.
This is where we learn to captain the day, not manage it, not suffer through it, captain it. Yes, because if you don't steer your soul ship, guess what? Your inbox will, your notifications will, your shoulds will, and they don't even have a compass.
Let me tell you. For years, my mornings were pure chaos.
Ooh. Yeah.
Emails, schedules, everybody's emergencies.
Think of how many people, like that's their day to day.
I'm sure that's true.
Yeah.
My feet hit the floor in the morning. Bam! I was on call before I could even take a full breath. I convinced myself that I didn't have time for a ritual, but I was wrong. I didn't have time to not have one because when I skipped the silence, I forgot who I was.
I remember that version of you. You were super busy, but you just didn't seem lit up inside anymore.
Exactly. I was everybody's teacher, everybody's sounding board, but I couldn't hear my own damn thoughts. Then came this shift. I started waking up early before the world wanted me. No emails, no noise, just breath, my favorite YouTube sailing channel, and a cup of coffee that didn't ask anything of me. I did that for 10 minutes, sometimes 20. And the point wasn't perfection. It was just being present.
I get goosebumps when I hear you sharing that. And it actually reminds me of a story that I have that has similar bones, but maybe a different island. Remember when we were doing some location scouting in Cartagena, Colombia?
Yeah.
I was there doing some photography for a social media project, sun, salt, and sand. Everything on the outside, it looked chill. But on the inside, I was still ticking at 100 miles per hour. It was tough. I remember the next day, I started taking those solo walks. Remember that?
Yeah.
I woke up early, walked out to that little dock by the mangroves. No camera, no agenda, just me and the hum of being. You know, that silence, it cracked me open. That's the morning I stopped asking what I should be doing and started to just be who I am.
All right, let's talk about the drift because that's how most days begin, by accident.
Let's explore.
You wake up.
Yes.
You check the phone. You read a headline that makes you mad, or you scroll a post that makes you feel behind.
Ooh, unfortunately, this sounds familiar.
And just like that, you have handed over the wheel. You're not captain. Your cargo.
But we don't drift into alignment. We choose it. And that choice, it starts with the first breath of the day.
Yes. All right. Time for Aging Heroes Challenge.
I'm feeling a drum roll.
Captain your day. This week, your challenge is this.
Do a radical morning audit. We're not talking shame here. We're talking data. Ask yourself, number one, what's the first thing I do in the morning? Number two, who or what gets my attention before I do?
Our dogs.
There's a moment of truth. Number three, do I enter the day from purpose or from pressure? Now, choose one intentional shift. Just one.
Maybe it's putting your phone across the room. Maybe it's a 3-minute breath with your hand over your heart. Maybe it's barefoot porch coffee with the sunrise. Doesn't matter what it is. It matters that you choose it.
It reclaims the helm. That's the first domino. It's the vibe setter. That's you saying, this is my ship.
Tell it, baby. All right. Stories from the front lines of change. Let me tell you about what this practice did for me. I've always been a thinker, always had a pen or a keyboard nearby, but somewhere in the clutter of calendars and committee meetings, I lost my voice. So I carved out a space, mornings only, my creative, sacred time. No email, no noise, just writing, reflection, and a cup of silence. And you know what happened? I started remembering what I believe in. And those beliefs, well, Erica and I have turned them into this podcast.
Yeah.
We turned them into a book called A Guide for Aging Heroes. We turned it into coaching. We turned it into everything that actually feels like ours.
I felt the same way when I started walking barefoot every morning in Keekawker, Belize. The sand was cool, the light was just right, and the world hadn't asked anything of me yet. I wasn't really super excited about labeling it exercise. It was really more about remembering. I'd whisper intentions to the tide, stuff like, let me see the truth today, or let joy find me without my having to chase it. And over time, those walks rewired my nervous system. My lens shifted, and not just the one on my camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the science bit, because even us island rebels need a little brain talk. When you start your day reactively with screens, panic, multitasking, you flood your system with cortisol. That's a stress hormone. But when you start with intention, even 5 minutes of breathing or movement, you activate your prefrontal cortex. That's your calm, creative, resourceful zone. Mm-hmm. So you're not just feeling better, you're thinking better. And that changes your whole damn day.
It really does, right? We practice that frequently. It's just a daily practice. And I think the movement you feel, the mind shift you get from that is exponential. Think of your morning like a recipe. You don't need a gourmet spread. You need one nourishing ingredient. Add clarity, stir slowly, and let it simmer.
All right, segment 2 recap.
Let's recap.
It's called Put Some Soul on It.
Number 1, you can't drift into a day that serves your soul. You have to steer.
Number 2, morning rituals aren't a luxury, they're a strategy.
Number 3, audit what owns your attention. Shift one thing.
And number 4, the first hour of your day is the rudder for the rest.
Very true. Coming up next, audit the island. Now you've got your hands on the wheel, you're breathing, you're choosing, you're remembering. But now it's time to look around and ask, who's still on this boat with me? What's still cluttering the deck? And what kind of music is playing in the background of my life? And do I even like it?
In segment 3, we're going full Marie Kondo meets moonlit bonfire. We're talking energy edits. How to clear the space around you so it matches the fire within you. Mm-hmm. So stick around.
Let's talk about what and who you've got riding shotgun in your life, because you can be the saltiest, sassiest version of yourself. But if your environment is built for the old you, you'll sing faster than a flip-flop in wet cement.
Let's put it this way. If your soul's a campfire, you better check who's been peeing on it.
I know you said that because it'll make me laugh. You've heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
I've never heard that saying.
I made it up today.
Okay.
Well, that math adds up fast if one of those people is always sucking the wind out of your sail. Let's talk about the island around you. Your space, your people, your patterns. Are they lighting you up or are they weighing you down?
Let me paint a picture.
Get your paintbrush out.
A few years ago, Erica and I were eating salmon and broccoli at the local steakhouse like good boys and girls.
I remember that.
I was rocking the do-rag, long hair, sleeveless t-shirt, tattoos on display.
You said your normal day-to-day look?
Pretty much, yeah. We walk in, and I see this dude side-eyeing us from across the bar. Now, being an interracial couple in the foothills of Western North Carolina, we've learned to spot the look. I clocked it. Slow head turn. My gut reaction, lock eyes, hold the line, dare on the blink.
In our household, I call that look the Harrison.
But here's a twist. Turns out the guy, his name was Chris, leans over and says, I know you're a writer.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought he said writer. And I nearly fell out of my chair. I was like, well, yeah, I am.
Rusty thought this man had psychic powers.
Turns out he meant rider, like a motorcycle rider, not writer, like someone who writes books.
Yeah.
But we started talking and we swapped stories. By the time our food showed up, Chris had laid down some heavy truth. He'd lost a child and a brother in the same year. And just like that, boom. This man I misjudged had a soul wide open and aching. When he and his wife left the restaurant, he paid for our dinner. Didn't ask. He just said, pay it forward.
Changed the whole night and broke something open in us. Rusty and I started talking about how many assumptions we carry about people, places, even our own damn spaces. It's a good reminder. It just all needs to be intentionally audited.
It's true.
Yeah.
So welcome to Audit the Island. Pull out your mental machete and let's clear some brush.
Aging heroes. It's that time for Challenge Audit the Island. This week's mission isn't about burning bridges. It's about building better docks. So ask yourself, number 1, who brings the breeze and who brings the bugs?
Number 2, what habits suck my energy dry like a tourist in an open bar?
Number 3, where in my home or life does clutter speak louder than clarity?
Number 4, and most importantly, who do I become in each of these spaces? Write it down. Map your island. Circle your lighthouses. X out the sand traps. No judgment, just clarity. Now make one bold move. Just one. Maybe it's a boundary. Maybe it's a donation box. Maybe it's saying no without an apology. This isn't spring cleaning. This is soul preservation.
Let's get personal. When Rusty and I first moved in together, I had this little meditation corner. It had candles, my journal, salt lamp, the whole crunchy vibe. I loved it. It was so my thing. But slowly stuff started creeping in. Mail piles, to-do lists, laundry baskets. Rusty's probably going, it's a revolving door. The longer he knew me. You know, that sacred corner turned into a cluttered mess. So one morning I kicked everything out, lit a stick of Palo Santo and said, this space, it's mine again. Tiny act, big shift.
Oh, baby. Here is our segment 3 recap. Number 1, your space and your people shape your energy.
Number 2, don't assume, audit. Who and what still fits the you you're becoming?
Number 3, make one brave shift. Reclaim a space. Set a boundary. Toss the soul junk.
Number 4, you're the architect of your island. Build wisely. Coming up next, rebirth isn't polite, it's powerful. You've walked through the fire, you've taken the wheel and cleared the clutter. Now it's time for the final phase, rebirth. We're going to talk about what it really looks like to rise from the ashes and live like the aging hero you were born to be. We're talking about big leaps, loud joy, and maybe even a tattoo or two.
So throw on your best linen,
Put it on.
grab your rum,
All right, you rebel hearts, you've done it. You've walked through the fire, taken the wheel, and Marie Kondoed your mental and emotional closets. Now you're probably thinking, great, now what? Now comes the part everybody thinks they're ready for. until it's actually time to do it. You move. Not someday, folks. Not after you've color-coded your life planner, although that sounds like fun. Not when Mercury goes direct. You move now. Not perfectly, not gracefully, just gloriously, chaotically, truthfully forward. Because imperfect action is the rocket fuel of transformation. And the best stories, they start when you stop waiting to be ready and just take the damn step.
Look, I've been that guy.
You've been that guy.
I used to have 4 different apps dedicated to planning my life. I had a data watch, index cards, journals, the works. Lots of planning, lots of data.
Lots of data.
But I always had some reason not to pull the trigger. Nothing.
We keep waiting for the perfect setup, things like the ideal job, flattering lighting, the right sign from the universe. But transformation, it doesn't happen when you're standing still. That happens when you start moving with sand in your hair and doubt in your heart, but you still do it anyway.
Yeah.
Listen, I recently photographed a cacao expedition in the jungle, and my lens on my camera, it kept fogging up, and I had these sand fleas. We call them chitras. They were eating me alive. That was a moment I could have gotten super frustrated. But when I stopped focusing on trying to make the images perfect and just captured the truth of the moment, muddy feet, open hearts, raw emotion and all, it really became a sacred moment. That's what we mean when we say you're more ready than you think.
Let's call this what it is. The lie that says you're not ready is fear in a prom dress. Fear dresses up like logic, like caution, like maybe later. But underneath it, it's just a story you've been handed by a world that profits from your hesitation.
Here's a truth bomb wrapped in a coconut shell.
That's the best kind of truth bomb, really.
You will never regret the move you made with your whole heart, even if it flopped. But you will regret the months or years you stood still on the edge of change, waiting for certainty to give you permission. And spoiler, certainty never shows up. You have to leave anyway.
Look, back in my therapy days, I had this client we'll call Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
He was brilliant, he was resilient, and he was stuck.
Oh, no.
For months, he said he wanted to write a book. So every session, he'd talk about, I'll do it when the kids get older, when work settles down, when I feel more inspired. Then one day, he shows up with this wild look in his eyes and says, I finally wrote the beginning. I did it on a napkin at Waffle House.
Boom.
That's it. That's how it happens.
Yes, that's how it happens.
Not with fanfare, not with fireworks, but with messy, ordinary action when you do it anyway.
Aging heroes. Let's go ahead and take on challenge number 4. Take messy, magnificent action. This week, you're going to do the thing you've been avoiding. Yep, that thing. The one that makes your stomach drop a little. The one you've dressed up as planning, but know in your gut is avoidance.
So ask yourself, what have I been postponing in the name of timing? What have I been waiting to be qualified to do? What bold, beautiful move have I shrunk away from because I couldn't guarantee success? Write it, circle it, whisper it if you have to. Then take one tiny, brave step towards it. Not the whole mountain, just a pebble-sized move.
And if you need help, we've got a ritual for you. Our version of what we like to call Island Magic, Messy Action Ritual, the 10-minute tango. We want you to pick the thing, then set a timer for 10 minutes and do one part of it, even if you do it badly. Write the first line, call the person, submit the pitch, schedule the session, pack the bag, say the thing, run around the block, whatever it is. And when the timer dings, we want you to celebrate like you just crossed the finish line in a flamingo onesie with confetti in your teeth.
And if it helps, pretend you're on an island.
That would help.
Because metaphorically, you are. This new version of you, it's a place you've never been before. Of course, there's no map. You are building the map with every step.
Segment 4 recap. Truths worth tattooing. Number 1, remember, there is no such thing as the perfect moment.
Number 2, action is sacred even when it's clumsy.
Number 3, fear wears disguises, so call it out.
Number 4, you're allowed to move while still scared.
And number 5, every imperfect step forward is transformation in motion.
Coming up next, a little island debrief. We are wrapping this leg of the journey with some hammock time reflections, a splash of gratitude, and a peek at what's ahead for you, my brave soul. We'll talk about what it really means to become, how to anchor your growth without clinging to your past, and why life after 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80 isn't a winding down, it's a wild ramp up.
So stretch your limbs, take a deep breath, and feel that post-action glow. You did something today, even if it was tiny, even if it was scrappy.
This episode, woo! That was not a toe dip in the kiddie pool.
It was not.
That was cannonballing into transformation with all your clothes on and still walking out proud, soaked, and reborn.
Woo, you showed up. Segment 1, you stood in the ashes, named your fire, watched your old story go up in smoke, and maybe toasted a marshmallow on the way out.
Segment 2, you didn't just hit snooze on your soul again.
No.
You grabbed your morning by the flip-flops and decided to steer your own damn ship.
In segment 3, you cleaned house Marie Kondo style, decluttered not just your desk, but your energetic vampire's emotional baggage and that 10-year-old cardigan whispering, settle.
And segment 4, you said yes to action, even the messy kind.
Especially the messy kind.
You tangled barefoot, baby. Look, we didn't come here to pretend that this stuff is easy.
No.
Transformation has got no instruction manual, but you've got something better.
You do.
You've got a spark, and you've got us.
Yeah, you're not late. You're not behind. You're exactly where the tide brought you in. And guess what? You've still got time. Time to dance, to change, to love harder, live louder, and mess things up magnificently. If this episode hit your heart, if it spoke to you, share it. Text a friend, tag us, and go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Aging Heroes. You can also find our full tribe at www.agingheroes.com.
Next episode, we are diving into a controversial one. Don't pursue happiness.
So bring a drink, a journal, and maybe a fan, because it's gonna get warm.
Until then, Aging Heroes, keep the fire lit, keep the wheel steady, and keep showing up like your soul's the guest of honor.
Because it is.
This is the Latitude Adjustment, an Aging Heroes podcast, and this is just the beginning.